Hi everyone, this is William from the Godzilla Files coming at you today with another box video. So, let's open this up. I'm not exactly sure which one this is. I have an idea, but I'm not sure 100% to be honest with you, because I'm waiting on like one or two other figures. So, let's open it up. Yeah, haven't had one in a while, so sorry about the lack of posting. I am working on some more videos. Tape this up perfectly. Okay, there we go. So those will kind of start coming out possibly like next week or so. So hopefully you like them. All right. Paper, like always. Billing. From Flossie's Gifts I did get this from, so he did help me set up a payment plan, which is very nice of them. And I know this. Alright. So, we have Kamacuras from Son of Godzilla. Now, this box is a little bit different from what I normally get. I usually only get reissues, so this is kind of a new surprise. It looks pretty freaking amazing. Let me see if I can actually open this guy up. Here we go. So yeah, this is my first time. So this box is completely different. I don't know if I actually like this box too much. Like, I think it's cool that you can actually see them, but at the same time, like, I do like the I guess the diamond reissues where they actually have like a cool top, but at the same time, save space. Just being able to throw out the whole entire box. So, this was 2000. This was last year, so I think it might be actually the last figure I got from last year. So that's kind of cool. So here we go. A little bit of. I love the all the plastic on them. Definitely seems to ship safe. I don't see any issues or anything like that. So let me open this guy up, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Hi everybody. Doing something a little bit different on the floor to kind of give you guys a better view of this guy. First and foremost, let me just say, I'm really liking this figure. Even though he is the first one that I have that of these that are on like a stand here, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, this guy would be on my shelf, so I'd rather him be as secure as possible, because I tried putting him up on his legs and it definitely isn't working. He just kind of starts tumbling one direction, so I'd rather him stay safely on my shelf and not take a nosedive off it. You know, so he was kind of towards the end of last year. I think it was probably like, I remember seeing him maybe late October on sites, and always was going to pick him up just because I do like him. I'm actually a pretty big fan of him. But, you know, there was other figures I wanted at the time. This is my first year collecting, so there was some people that I wanted, some guys that I wanted beforehand. But I saw him, was able to do a payment plan, Flossie's Gifts, and was able to get him. So he's actually one of my favorites. I like praying mantises, so when Godzilla fought a giant praying mantis, I thought that was pretty sweet. So he was also one of the first Godzilla movies that I did see. One of my first ones was Son of Godzilla, so you know, I think that's also another reason why. He is part of the Son of Godzilla set. I don't have too many. I only have, well, Son of Godzilla. That's pretty much about it. I don't have the Spider. You know, I'm thinking about it, but until I find a price, or maybe if there's a reissue, I'm not going to pay the prices that I find on like eBay and different things like that. So, you know, right now he's really all I wanted. So a little bit about the figure. He's a little different in the sense that he sort of has ball joints, but I don't think they're full ball joints as like what you're kind of expecting they would be on like other figures. So just like with any other X Plus, just be extremely careful. You know, I've seen videos and I've heard people talk about it on the Facebook page where they kind of move a leg or an arm and it just snaps off. So I've never been one to try moving anything on an X Plus figure because I've heard horror stories and I've seen them. So I'd rather not have that, or at least I try to avoid that as much as possible. Um, but yeah, I gotta say he's great. Some of the details on him, uh, in the back here especially, I definitely like that. Captures him. I know the Rick Boy exclusive, which I thought would actually light up, because this would actually make a really cool thing. Because even in the movies, their eyes light up at night. So I thought maybe that would be that would actually be a pretty good light up. And it's small enough to the point where I was like, I always felt that with like with the bigger light ups, like the fins of Godzilla, something like that. Sometimes they just don't work as well. But I thought this would be perfect. But for the Rick Boys, you got 3 of these. So at the group, pretty much, which I think is kind of cool. But at the same time, my opinion on getting duplicates is kind of I don't really have an interest in that. So that's why I'm one was enough for me. One was a perfect amount. I didn't think I really needed anything else. So yeah, so I definitely think he's pretty great. His face, I love it. He looks exactly like the suit, did in the movies. Pretty much a full scale, version of what you're looking for. And there's very few figures of him, so I definitely like the fact that I kind of have like the definitive edition. He did not look good in Godzilla Final Wars, I thought. So I really like this version more. He seems more lifelike to me in this version. He always kind of came off fake, and it might partly be because he was like CGI for a lot of that film. It seemed like. So this is preferably the one I would go with. Kind of give you a quick look here. This is the stand. He slides right on in, and he'll be safe and sound. So I would definitely recommend him if you can pick him, if you can find him. He's still pretty cheap anywhere you go. Flossie's Gifts, I believe, still has them. Some prices on eBay are still good. They're about like $150, I think. So he's not like crazy expensive just yet. But I wouldn't wait on him for very much longer. I think that he could be a guy that disappears, and we probably won't see a lot of him in the future. At least in my opinion, I don't see him being reissued like multiple times. But then again, you never know. So yeah, definitely like this guy. Would strongly recommend him.